My name is Joker, and today I will debate why life is a joke with 20 superheroes. My first claim is nothing matters. Everything you do is meaningless in the end.
You're wrong, Joker. I've killed people. I've destroyed families. I've ruined lives. Those actions mattered. They caused real suffering. So I decided to stop killing and start helping. That decision matters too. It changed people's lives. Yes, eventually I'll die and be forgotten. But the people I save will live on. The families I protect will exist. That matters right now. Not everything has to last forever to matter. A moment of meaning is still meaning. You say nothing matters because it all ends. But that's backwards. Things matter because they end. If nothing ever died, nothing would be precious.
Oh, Natasha, you beautiful assassin. You killed people and that mattered. You stopped killing and that mattered. But all those people you killed are just as dead as the people you saved are alive. In 100 years, they're all equally forgotten. You feel like your current actions matter because you're in the middle of the story. But zoom out to the end of time and it's all the same, nothing. Death doesn't make life precious. Death makes life a bad joke that nobody laughs at. You saved some people. Congratulations. They'll suffer, they'll die, and nobody will remember them. You're just delaying the inevitable. That's all life is, delay. And pretending the delay is meaningful.
If nothing matters, why do you keep talking, Joker? Why do you keep trying to convince us? If life is meaningless, then your argument is meaningless. But you care enough to make the argument. That proves meaning exists. You want us to believe like you do because deep down you know you're wrong. You know meaning exists. You just can't find yours anymore. So you want to destroy everyone else's meaning too. But it doesn't work. The people I care about matter to me. That's real. That's enough. You can laugh at death all you want. But people still choose love. People still choose sacrifice. People still choose meaning. And none of them need your permission to do it.
I make arguments because watching you try to defend meaning is comedy gold. You say people choose love and sacrifice, but they're programmed to do that. Evolution made you care about other people so you'd have babies and raise tribes. It's biology, not free will. You think you chose meaning, but you just chose your programming. I chose something different. I chose to see the truth, that none of it matters. That's not pessimism, that's clarity. You feel bad when people die because evolution made you feel bad. I laugh because I finally see the joke, and the joke is beautiful. Natasha, the joke is that you'll never accept it. My second claim is everyone is insane. We're all just pretending to be normal.
There's a difference between having dark thoughts and being insane, Joker. Yes, everyone has intrusive thoughts. Yes, everyone has a public face and a private face. That's called being human. It doesn't make us insane. It makes us complex. I've seen real insanity, people losing touch with reality completely. That's different from what you're describing. What you're doing is calling complexity insanity, so you don't have to accept that people are more than just their thoughts. People have the capacity to choose, to decide who they want to be despite their impulses.
But that's just higher order insanity, Doctor. You're insane, I'm insane, everyone is. The only difference is some of us admit it and some of us don't. You talk about complexity and will like those things are separate from insanity. But they're not. Insanity is just complexity that's honest about itself. Normal people are insane and pretend they're not. You're insane and try to control it through magic and discipline. But the insanity is still there underneath. I'm the only one not wasting energy pretending the insanity isn't real. I'm the only one genuinely honest. And honesty is the best medicine for insanity because once you admit you're crazy, you're finally free.
Yes, humans are complex and strange. Yes, our minds work in ways we don't fully understand. But that doesn't mean we should surrender to every impulse. That doesn't mean sanity is pretense. Sanity is choosing which impulses to act on and which to ignore. It's choosing values and sticking to them. You call that insanity because you've given up on choosing. You've surrendered to every impulse and called it freedom. But that's not freedom. That's slavery to your own broken mind. I have trained myself to see clearly and act with intention.
But you're still choosing doctor based on beliefs that are arbitrary. You believe magic should be used responsibly. You believe discipline is good. You believe control is better than chaos. But those are just beliefs. They're not truth. I believe the opposite, and neither of us can prove we're right because we're both insane. The only difference is I'm honest about the arbitrary nature of my beliefs. I don't pretend my insanity is more logical than anyone else's. I just admit that we're all crazy, and in a world of crazy people, the only sane thing is to laugh, so I laugh. My next claim is, good and evil don't really exist. It's all just perspective.
That's garbage philosophy, Joker. Good and evil are real. They're not perspective. Murder is wrong. Helping is right. Those aren't opinions, they're facts. You can dress them up in complexity, but the core is simple. Some actions hurt people. Some help people. Hurting is evil. Helping is good. Yes, cultures differ on details, but they all agree on the basics. Don't hurt innocent people. Protect those who can't protect themselves. Those aren't perspective. Those are universal truths, and I enforce those truths every single day.
But murder is only wrong because your culture says it's wrong, Dread. In war, murder is called heroism. In capital punishment, murder is called justice. In self-defense, murder is called righteousness. The same action, killing, becomes good or evil depending on context. That's not universal truth, that's perspective. You say helping is right, but helping a criminal escape is wrong in your system. You say protecting the innocent is right, but the innocent depends on who defines innocence. In your city, maybe it's different. But I've been to places where good meant conquest and evil meant surrender. There's no universal truth. There's only power deciding what counts as good.
You're confusing application with principle, Joker. Yes, context matters. Yes, different situations require different responses. But the principle underneath is consistent. Minimize suffering. Protect the vulnerable, punish the guilty. That principle holds everywhere. War doesn't make murder good. It just means people are allowed to kill as part of war. But the killing is still fundamentally wrong. It's just justified by circumstance. There's a difference. Good and evil are real. How we apply them might change, but the core truth doesn't. And the proof is that even you know which side you're on. You're evil. Deep down you know it. That's why you hate people like me.
I don't hate you, Dread. I pity you. You need to believe in good and evil so badly that you've convinced yourself they're real. But they're not. They're just stories we tell ourselves. And you're addicted to your story. You need me to be evil so you can be good. Without me, you'd have nothing to be righteous about. So in a weird way, we need each other. You need evil. I provide it. Then you get to be the hero. It's beautiful, actually. We're both insane. We just play our roles. You play the judge, I play the criminal, and we both pretend the roles are real instead of just a game we play. My next claim is, love is just chemicals and conditioning. Real feeling doesn't exist.
You are wrong, Joker. I have seen my soldiers die for each other. I have seen them choose to sacrifice themselves for beings they just met. That is not chemistry. That is choice. Yes, love involves chemicals. But chemicals do not explain why a being would die for another. A robot could be programmed to self-destruct. But choosing to self-destruct for someone else requires something more than programming. It requires belief. It requires care. It requires something you do not have. That something is love. And it is more real than anything else in the universe.
But that belief is programmed, Prime. You programmed your soldiers to value comradeship and sacrifice, so when they die for each other, they're just executing code. That looks like love. It feels like love, but it's not love. It's just really sophisticated programming. Humans are the same way. Evolution programmed us to care about our tribe and die for it. So humans die for each other and call it love. But it's not. It's just biology. You think your soldiers are more conscious because they're willing to die. But willing to die is just code too. There's no ghost in that machine, Prime. Just circuits running a program.
If love is just programming, then the programming is what matters, Joker. My soldiers are programmed with values because they chose to be. They chose their code. And in choosing their code, they became real. You claim there is no ghost in the machine, because you cannot accept that anything is truly conscious. But consciousness is the choice to act according to values. My soldiers do that. So they are conscious. They are real. And their love is real. You say it is just programming. But you say that about everything. Even you are just programming.
I don't pretend my programming is real. I don't pretend the code means something. I just run it and laugh about it. Your soldiers run their code and think it means something. That's sadder than my way. At least I'm honest about the absurdity. I don't waste energy convincing myself that circuits equal consciousness. I just accept that it's all meaningless code, and that makes it beautiful. Everything running, nothing meaning anything, just the universe executing its programs forever. And the only sane response is to laugh. My next claim is, everyone is selfish. Nobody actually helps anyone without getting something out of it.
You're cynical, Joker. I help people because they need help. There's nothing in it for me. I could rule the world. I could take whatever I want, but I don't. I spend my life stopping criminals and saving people. Most of them never even know I was there. They just wake up safe. No gratitude, no recognition. Just safety, and that's enough for me. That's not selfishness.
You get something out of it, Superman. You get the feeling that you're good. You get the satisfaction of helping. That's a reward. You're being selfish about being selfless. You help people because you need to feel like a hero. Without that feeling, you wouldn't help anyone. Strip away the feeling and the action disappears. So the feeling is what matters, not the helping. You're addicted to being good the same way addicts are addicted to drugs. You just call it purpose, but it's selfish.
If everything is selfish, then being selfish means nothing, Joker. Yes, I feel good when I help. Yes, that's part of why I do it. But that doesn't make it selfish. I could feel good doing anything. I chose to feel good about helping. That choice is what matters. You could choose the same.
You're broken too. Everyone is. But you've convinced yourself that your brokenness is actually goodness, that your damage is actually purpose. That's not strength. That's delusion. The only difference between you and me is that I stopped pretending. I looked at the world and said, this is all insane, all meaningless, all a joke, and I laughed. You're still pretending the insanity is sanity, that the joke is real, that the meaning is there. Good luck with that, Superman. But we both know the truth.